I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you could see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
Canelo Crawford.
Very hard. 50-50.
For me, pound for pound, #1 is Terence Crawford.
The boxing world is about to witness what could be the most one-sided massacre in recent memory, and the experts are not holding back. When seasoned boxing analysts discuss the most anticipated showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, the consensus among many is absolutely brutal for Crawford. This fight likely won't be competitive. And we're about to break down exactly why the so-called pound-for-pound king might be walking into a career-ending nightmare.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. You know, at like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, you know, to feeling of somebody a little bit bigger. You know, and things like that. You know. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, you know, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Let's dive deep into what the most respected voices in boxing are saying, because what you're about to hear will completely change how you see this mega fight. The harsh reality is that analysts are arguing Crawford's move up 2 weight classes into the super middleweight division puts him at a sizable disadvantage that could be nearly impossible to overcome. We're talking about a fighter who's dominated at welterweight, trying to compete against a man who's been systematically destroying bigger, stronger opponents at 168 pounds for years.
It was absolutely crap, load of rubbish. The fight really was a waste of time. If you haven't watched it, don't watch it, because there's better things you can be doing, like probably watching the grass grow or watching some paint dry maybe. But that fight was a total waste of time. Watching that as a former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and Hall of Famer, I was thinking to myself, what an opportunity you've got there. If I was fighting still 10 years ago, if that opportunity came up for me, I know Canelo Alvarez is going to be a tough fight for anybody. I know it's a long ask trying to beat a guy like that, but come on. If I'm in there with Canelo, for whatever amount of money, there's going to come a point where I'm saying, right, I'm going for it now. Probably around 3 or 4, I'm going to stick it on him and have a go. To be given an opportunity like that, Skull, defending his IBF title and potentially becoming undisputed, to go in there and just perform like that, for me, it's not acceptable. And I think in my day, and with my mindset and the way I used to fight, I'd have gone for it, just gone for it, and then give the fans, give the boxing fans, and do myself and my trainer proud.
He has passed his best. He's had over 60 fights. He's made a fortune. Why is he even still fighting? But this is a super fight against Crawford. Yeah. But it could go wrong for him. He could end up losing. Whoever loses, it'll be an upset, because the amount of people that think Crawford's going to win. Crawford's certainly an unbelievable bad boy fighter, proper good fighter. Then you've got Canelo, who just understands the game.
Canelo's proven ability to deliver those devastating, rib-crushing body shots and methodically break opponents down at this weight class, combined with his championship pedigree at higher weights, is expected to completely overwhelm Crawford's style and physical frame. This isn't just speculation. This is based on years of evidence showing what happens when fighters make dramatic weight jumps against established champions in their natural divisions.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford. I'd like to get your thoughts on how that fight plays out and a prediction, if possible.
Okay, well, first of all, Terence Crawford is a great fighter, but so is Canelo.
I think that, in my opinion, their IQ is similar, except Canelo doesn't get hit like Crawford gets hit. In my opinion, Canelo's a bigger man. Not that he started out as a bigger man, but he's now a bigger man. He has been hit by not only Gennady, who's one of the biggest punchers that I've ever coached and I've ever seen, but he's also been hit by Bivol, by Kovalev, who's a big puncher. You know, he's been hit by big guys. Crawford had a hard time with a 154-pounder who hit him often. So I think that no matter how much weight he puts on, no matter how smart he thinks he is or how big he thinks he is, he's going to be getting hit by a truck. And he's not used to that. And I think that at the beginning, just like it was with Kell Brook and Gennady, at the beginning, the speed and the talent.
But here's where it gets even more concerning for Crawford supporters. Jiren Ennis, who knows a thing or two about elite-level boxing, has issued a stark warning that should send chills down every Crawford fan's spine. He's cautioned Crawford that jumping straight to 168 pounds against Canelo is nothing short of a major misstep that could end disastrously. Ennis has urged Bud to take a warm-up bout at 160 pounds first, highlighting the terrifying reality that Canelo has long dominated super middleweight and has repeatedly knocked out fighters who are naturally bigger than Crawford will ever be at this weight.
It'll be a lot you have to. It'll be a lot to get that victory based on, you know, size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard. I mean, nothing's impossible. But if I had my money on somebody winning the fight, it'll be Canelo Alvarez. Even though Terence Crawford is a great fighter, they're both great fighters. You got two great fighters in there. I think one guy got the advantage due to his makeup, his body type, how big of a person he is, and I think that will be a deciding factor in that fight.
Jumping up 21 pounds, would Crawford have to fight the perfect fight?
Absolutely. Size will play a factor in that fight. It won't. It'll be a lot harder to damage Canelo. Canelo his punches will be way more effective than Crawford's punches if they fight at 168. So I think it'll be an issue. It's not impossible, but it will be hard.
The technical breakdown gets even more frightening when you hear what former unified super middleweight world champion Carl Froch has to say. Froch, who knows exactly what it takes to survive and thrive at this weight class, has delivered a prediction that should terrify Crawford's camp. He's arguing that Crawford is coming up multiple weight classes and likely won't endure beyond 6 rounds against Canelo's punishing strength and body work. Think about that for a second. We're talking about one of the most respected former champions in the division, predicting that the so-called best pound-for-pound fighter in the world won't make it past the halfway point.
I feel like I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You're going to see.
We'll
You know
see.
it.
We'll see.
We're going to see.
Froch's prediction gets even more specific and devastating. He's stating that Terence Crawford will struggle to last more than 4 to 6 rounds against Canelo Alvarez, citing Crawford's steep jump up 2 or 3 weight divisions as an insurmountable obstacle. When a former world champion at this exact weight class is making predictions this dire, you have to sit up and take notice. This isn't some casual observer. This is someone who lived and breathed at 168 pounds and understands exactly what kind of punishment awaits Crawford.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know. So I think, if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Froch's prediction gets even more specific and devastating. He's stating that Terence Crawford will struggle to last more than 4 to 6 rounds against Canelo Alvarez, citing Crawford's steep jump up 2 or 3 weight divisions as an insurmountable obstacle. When a former world champion at this exact weight class is making predictions this dire, you have to sit up and take notice. This isn't some casual observer. This is someone who lived and breathed at 168 pounds and understands exactly what kind of punishment awaits Crawford.
Canelo Crawford, what's your breakdown of the fight?
Huh?
Canelo against Crawford, what's your breakdown?
Man, when you talking about these big fights, you whispering. You talking, huh? You said Canelo and Crawford?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. That's the biggest fight, you know what I mean, in boxing right now. Canelo and Crawford. Crawford stepping up. Man, it's so big, you got Muhammad over there saying something about it. That's how big it is. It came off the bench from the 60s, right, Muhammad? You go back in the 60s? Yeah, well, listen. Canelo is big. And shout out to Crawford stepping up. But does Crawford have to be worried about more things than just boxing?
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Let's go.
I didn't say he has to do any accusing, nor we would do that, but I'm saying is, let's worry. If you watch what happened to Devin, Devin just came out and said the damage is done after the fight. You can never go and repair that. So let's be cautious, let's be prepared, and at the very least, join 365 VADA, 365 drug testing like Devin is doing.
But the criticism doesn't stop there, and it gets absolutely savage. We've got former champions delivering scathing assessments that go beyond just technical analysis. There's been critical evaluation of disappointing fight performances in the past, creating a stark contrast between the opportunities presented to elite fighters and the execution they actually deliver. The standards expected from championship-level fighters are being questioned, with heated discussions about what constitutes acceptable versus completely unacceptable performance in high-stakes fights. When you factor in a fighter's age and extensive fight history, we're talking about someone with over 60 professional fights under their belt. The risk assessment for super fights and the potential for major upsets becomes a legitimate concern that can't be ignored.
We're gonna rate your past opponents. I'm gonna give you 5, and you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 and give me like a 1 sentence as to why, all right? Yuriokas Gamboa.
I rate him 10 because he was undefeated at the time. He was a 3-division champion. He was in his prime, on a break of being one of the biggest faces in boxing.
Mean Machine.
One of those guys that, you know, was on a break of becoming a world champion before he fought Terence Crawford. I think I give Mean Machine a a 7. He was pretty technical.
Shawn Porter.
Shawn Porter, I give him a 10. He's been in the ring with a lot of fighters. Porter is a well-rounded fighter, great person at that.
Israel Madrimov.
Israel, I give Israel a 9. I think, experience played a big factor in our fight. He did real well against me. I give him a 9.
Errol Spence Jr.
Errol Spence, I give him a 10. Undefeated, 3-time world champion, unified world champion. Running through all the welterweights that he was put in front of him. Beat a few champions at that. So I'll give him a 10.
The concerns about Crawford's ability to handle this massive step up continue to mount. When you hear from Shawn Porter, another welterweight elite who understands exactly what Crawford is facing. Porter has expressed clear and specific concerns about Terence Crawford's ability to withstand Canelo's power through a full 12-round bout at 168 pounds. He's flagged the significant weight jump Crawford must make from welterweight up to super middleweight as a major risk that could prove catastrophic. While Porter acknowledges Crawford's elite skills and boxing intelligence, he's genuinely worried that Canelo's strength and early aggression could systematically break Crawford down over the course of 12 grueling rounds.
A lot of people are counting Crawford out. Crawford's he's smart, he knows what he's doing. Canelo, he's not that big of a guy. He obviously weighs more, but you can't take nothing from Crawford. He goes in there to win. So I feel like it'd be a good fight. It sucks that my brother didn't get the opportunity, but only Canelo knows why it didn't happen. And he's got to keep moving forward. Got to keep moving forward. But it's gonna be a good fight to watch. I got Crawford on this one. The thing with him, he adjusts. He's a smart motherfucker. He adjusts. He's not only does he switch from southpaw to orthodox, but he's just a smart. He has a high IQ in boxing, and that's what I feel like. All these fighters that go in there to fight Canelo, they already go in there scared, is what I believe. That which already beats him. So Crawford's gonna go in there to fuck. Not gonna go in there to fucking. So I have it going Crawford, bro. To be honest with you.
The strategy discussion becomes even more ominous when Porter breaks down what's likely to happen. He suggests Canelo will try to start fast and bang on Crawford, attempting to break him down before Canelo himself gets tired later in the fight. It's a race against time, but the problem is that Crawford has to survive the early onslaught from a naturally bigger, stronger fighter who specializes in exactly this type of systematic destruction. Porter points out that there are so many components that make a champion, so many elements that create a legend. And when you start comparing all the components that Terence Crawford possesses against all the components that Canelo has, the matchup becomes incredibly complex. The comparison to previous Crawford fights and their outcomes adds another layer of concern that can't be dismissed.
Advice to him is as he's moving up to his upcoming fight, make sure that he focus on speed, he focus on how to improve his strength and while maintaining the speed.
On the flip side, we've got some absolutely explosive support coming from unexpected corners, and it's creating major waves in the boxing community. Bill Haney has been absolutely fiery and emphatic in his commentary surrounding this fight, delivering some of the boldest predictions you'll ever hear. He's declared with complete confidence that Crawford will beat Canelo into a bloody pulp, calling Crawford the best fighter in the world and dismissing any notion that size or fame matters when you're facing someone of Crawford's caliber. At the fight's official press conference, Haney put his money where his mouth is, placing a massive $100,000 bet on Crawford and shouting from the podium with absolute conviction.
If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. If 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique because 50-50.
But Haney's support comes with its own controversial twist. He's issued a warning to Crawford that goes beyond just the fight itself, urging caution not only inside the ring, but against any potential doping concerns that might be linked to Canelo's camp. This adds a whole different dimension to the fight buildup and raises questions that extend far beyond just technical boxing analysis.
If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very
The insight into Crawford's mindset and preparation becomes fascinating when you examine his self-assessment and evaluation of past opponents. Crawford has offered candid assessments that shed light on his own strengths and how he perceives elite competition throughout his career. He's identified Yurkis Gamboa as the hardest puncher he's ever faced, which provides crucial context considering he eventually knocked Gamboa out in their 2014 lightweight title fight. Despite the knockout victory, Gamboa's speed and power clearly stood out during that formative stage of Crawford's career. Crawford has also praised Igagadius Kavalioskis as the strongest puncher he's ever encountered, though he makes an important distinction between hardest hitter and strongest puncher. These experiences and assessments give us insight into Crawford's career progression and the formative experiences that have shaped his approach to elite-level competition.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
The marketing approach has been deliberately crafted to avoid confusion between UFC and boxing promotions, with specific strategies implemented to ensure fans understand exactly what type of event they're witnessing. This cross-promotional effort represents a new model for how major boxing events can be elevated and marketed to global audiences, potentially setting a precedent for future mega fights.
Dan Rafael kind of made a great point when talking about sizes, because he said if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package, it's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So, and it was good. It was a very good point. He was like, Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like? So basically, he's trying to say, Canelo could easily absorb Crawford shots. Can Crawford easily absorb Canelo's punches?
If you're taking shots from Triple G, Sergei Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol, and you're staying on your feet, not getting hurt.
Not even getting wobbled.
Just literally shaking it off.
Yeah.
You can take Terence Crawford shots.
100%.
So here's the bottom line that every boxing fan needs to understand. The expert consensus is painting a picture that should concern anyone putting money on Crawford in this fight. We've got former world champions, respected analysts, and industry insiders all pointing to the same fundamental problem. Crawford is taking on a challenge that might be physically impossible to overcome. The weight jump, the power differential, the experience gap at this division, and Canelo's proven ability to break down bigger fighters all point toward what could be a devastating night for the pound-for-pound king.
I'm promoting the fight.
Yeah.
So the reason that I wear the Canelo Crawford shirt when I'm doing Canelo Crawford press is so people don't mistakenly think that I'm doing a UFC press conference. Because I think when everybody sees me they associate UFC immediately. So
Yeah.
I always wear the Canelo Crawford shirt when I'm doing a Canelo Crawford.
And you just have a strict like marketing deal with boxing for that fight?
No, I'm promoting the fight. Me and my team are running that fight.
But boxing has always been about proving the experts wrong. And Crawford has built his entire career on making believers out of doubters. The question isn't whether Crawford has the skills. Everyone acknowledges his incredible talent. The question is whether those skills can overcome the brutal reality of moving up 2 full weight classes to face a destroyer who's been perfecting his craft at this exact weight for years. September 13th can't come fast enough. Because one way or another, we're about to get definitive answers to questions that have been dividing the boxing world. Will Crawford's intelligence and adaptability be enough? Or will Canelo's size and power prove that some advantages simply can't be overcome? The stage is set for either the greatest upset in recent boxing history or a brutal reminder of why weight classes exist in the first place.